Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We thank the drummers for keeping things alive, but if they can slow it down now, we'd be grateful. We are about to start, so someone can give them the message from me now that they can hold up on the drumming. Good night to those who are in here with us, those on the outside. We still have seats, so you can come in. And of course, a pleasant good night to all those who are listening to us on the live. It's another night of NNP Connect. But let's continue with our tradition, and as it's normal in the House of the New National Party, we always put God first, then we show allegiance to our country, our party, and then we get into the real thing, which is the meeting. So tonight, to recognize the presence of God among us, we call on Miss Patricia Nicholas. She's somewhere close by, and I hope she will come forward now and pray for us.
Good night to everyone, brothers and sisters, NNPites. Welcome to the beautiful community of Chantimelle. Let us all stand and reverence our Father. Heavenly Father, we gather here this evening in the beautiful community of Chantimelle under the shadow of your grace and the warmth of our shared purpose. We thank you for the breath of life and for the opportunity to come together as one family, united in our love for St. Patrick West and our nation. As we begin this NNP Connect meeting, we invite your presence into this space. Your words remind us in Psalms 127:1, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. Lord, we ask that you be the architect of our efforts. We lift up the leadership of the new National Party and our candidates. Grant them wisdom like Solomon and the courage of David. We pray for every worker, every volunteer, and every soul laboring behind the scenes. May the hard work be fueled by a spirit of excellence and a commitment to successful campaign that honors you. We ask for your guidance in establishing a government that is truly people-centered, one rooted in responsibility, accountability, and performance-oriented, development that leaves no citizen behind. Father, we also come before you seeking a heart change. We remember the commandment given in John 13:34. A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. Divine Creator, we ask for your intervention to help us love each other as you love us. Help us to break free from the chain of discrimination, the bitterness of nepotism, and the sting of destructive criticism. Heal the divides that keep us apart. We pray for a new day of togetherness where we can see ourselves as one people under God. Teach us to serve you willingly by serving each other with genuine love and kindness. Let this meeting be a step towards a future built on unity, where only our ambition is the uplifting of our neighbors and the prosperity of our land. In your holy and precious name, we pray. Amen. Thank you so much.
Amen. Let's keep standing as the DJ would lead the songs of the national anthem, or the musical rendition for that. And we'll all sing along. Thank you. DJ, can you also bring up the musical for our party song? Let's sing it as loud as we can. You can count on me. Faithful I will be. I will fight with all my mind. Count on me, working for my God. Faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might. All my might. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'd like now to invite Miss Douglas to please come and welcome all of us to the beautiful village of Chantimelle.
Good night, St. Patrick West. Look at energy in the room. If you're proud to be from the north, let me hear you say St. Patrick's. St. Patrick's. If you're proud to be a part of the NNP family, let me hear you say house, house, house. That's what I'm talking about. My name is Fidelia Douglas, and it's an absolute honor to welcome each and every one of you to NNP Connect right here at Holy Spirit Catholic School in the beautiful community of Chantimelle. We're not just gathered in a school building tonight. We're gathered in a space of history, a space of learning, and tonight a space of action. Whether we walk from up the hill or we drove from the heart of Suthes, a presence means it all tonight, that you care. NNP Connect is not just a fancy name on a flyer. It's a bridge. It's about making sure the heart of the community of Chantimelle and the voice of each corner of the St. Patrick West be heard loud and clear. As a young person, I stand before you tonight in a room full of excitement, but I'm also seeing my fellow youths tonight. The innovators, the athletes, the dreamers. Tonight, it's about partnership. It's about wisdom of the elders, meeting the fire of the youth, and ensuring that our agriculture stays strong, our fishing are protected, and the infrastructures keep pace with the abilities. We are here because we believe in progress. We believe that the NNP is the place to be tonight. Tonight's agenda is simple. We listen, we share, and most importantly, we connect. I want to give you a challenge tonight. Don't just sit with the person you came here with tonight. Talk to someone new. Share new ideas, because the next big project for St. Patrick West might be starting with just a conversation here in this hall tonight. The NNP teams are here. They know the strength of the party. They know the strength of the country. And starting with the community. And there is no community stronger than the people from the north. So we are ready to work. We are ready to build. Then let's keep the energy. And please join me in giving a massive round of applause as we acknowledge and kick off the NNP Connect meeting tonight. Welcome Chantimelle. Welcome St. Patrick West.
We thank our sister very much. We really do, and we feel welcome right here in Chantimelle. And so I want to recognize those who are here with us already. And I will start to my right. Yes, that's my right hand, right? Yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah. Right is right, yeah? And we start with our dear sister, our queen. A lady that we all know, sister. I ain't even calling your name, you know. Because we know her, Sister Clarice Mothers Cohen. And of course, sitting next to her is the candidate for St. Patrick's West. Somebody say the king. So, Mr. Gilani, Glean. And we skip 2 chairs and we continue going left. And another man for St. Patrick's from the east. Brother Bob Robert White. And don't mind that she's not in your zone, you know. She's from St. Andrews, but she's for the whole of Grenada. And everybody love her. Sister Marcia Francis, Teacher Lisa. And so we welcome all of you here, and of course we recognize and salute all those who are listening to us from wherever you are in the region or internationally, because we are going live, NNP Connect. We thank you for joining us. And so we waste no time and we get on the move, because we have a message for you tonight, a very good message. And I will now invite our first speaker for the night. First speaker, she will set a pace that I hope the others can keep up with. And let's welcome once again Sister Marcia Francis, Teacher Lisa, as she comes to speak to us tonight.
Tonight we have to clock some things in, because it was only yesterday as I walked through one of the communities. I've had quite a number of young men who reminded me, Teacher Lisa, you seem like a nice person, you know, but we don't want you to sell our votes. So I have to assure the people listening that their votes are sung in the house of the new National Party. So when I say votes are sung, I want you to say, NNPites. I say the votes are safe in the new National Party. I say the votes would be invested in the new National Party. I say Teacher Lisa has no vote to sell. Clock it. Good night, everyone. Mr. Chairperson, Mr. Roland Bowler, our dearest, my dear Dr. Clarice Mothers Cohen, the man of the hour, Gilani, and my dear friend, Mr. White. I also want to acknowledge the presence of the media as per usual. And there is nobody more important than you, the NNPites. So let's put our hands together for the NNPites. My fellow people of St. Patrick's West, tonight I stand before you with one purpose: to speak honestly about the reality we are living, and to present a clear path forward for our people for our youth, and for our future. And the reality, brothers and sisters, we must confront tonight begins with one of the most pressing issues facing our people: employment. Today, brothers and sisters, our beloved country reports unemployment between 3 and 7%. And any country who has 3 and 7% unemployment, this is a beautiful thing. It is a glowing thing. But brothers and sisters, the numbers hide a deeper truth, because nearly 1/3 of workers are in informal jobs without security and without benefits. And the youth unemployment remains significantly higher, ranging from 11% to 20%, highlighting a serious gap in the opportunity of our young people. So while tourism, agriculture, construction, and small service industries provide most jobs, too many of our young people remain unemployed. Too many of our young people remain underemployed. And too many of us are stuck in short-term work. Let us speak honestly, brothers and sisters, not just about Grenada, but about what we are seeing in the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest and right here in St. Patrick's West. Recently, brothers and sisters, I walked through the constituency. I saw a group of just around 10 young men gathered at a shop. They were between the ages of 20 to 40. And most of them, 9 out of 10, were unemployed. One young man shared his story with me, brothers and sisters. He said he had been working under the program, constructing bathrooms and installing toilets. But he said since November last year, he had not been paid not $1. Not $1, brothers and sisters. He then asked me for a ride to the contractor's home. He had great hopes that he was going to receive his money. Hoping to receive what was owed to him, brothers and sisters, only to learn that the contractor himself had not even been paid. That is the reality many of our people are facing, brothers and sisters. And just this week, I met a mother, brothers and sisters. She is just around my age, crying out for help, literally crying out for help. She is now caring for her 2 grandchildren after the mother recently died. She has no stable place to live. And she is staying with her 2 sons, both within the ages of 25 to 35. And do you know something, brothers and sisters? Both sons are also unemployed. Then how do this woman make it, brothers and sisters? How is it that we are saying that 3 to 7% of our people are unemployed? The math does not work, brothers and sisters, because from every home that I visited, I am only sharing this too with you, but many of the homes that I visited, the cry is that of unemployment. Unemployment. And people are willing to work, yet unemployment. My people, these are not just stories. This is the reality. And while we acknowledge and appreciate the efforts made by this present government, as they said, to reduce unemployment as is reported in data, we must also be honest, brothers and sisters, because the needs of our people are even greater. Because beyond the statistics, brothers and sisters, too many are unemployed. Too many are in unstable work. And too many are without benefits and without a clear path going forward. So when we look at our youth, the picture becomes even clearer, brothers and sisters. Most young people are employed in tourism, agriculture, construction, and small-scale service industries. These sectors are very important to us, brothers and sisters. They are important to us. They provide income, they provide experience, and they provide exposure. But too often the jobs are seasonal. It has a season for those jobs. Too often it is low paying, brothers and sisters. And too often it is temporary. Only about 1 in 3 youth workers has stable, permanent employment in Grenada. Brothers and sisters, this must not be overlooked. Solutions must be found to solve these problems. And I say as an educator, having spent many years in the Ministry of Education, I have seen firsthand the talent, the energy, and the potential of our young people, and the dedication of those who serve them, pouring themselves into our dear children every day. Our schools are filled with promises, brothers and sisters. And from that promise, we must build opportunities. This is why our focus must be clear. We must connect our schools directly to employment, brothers and sisters. We must connect our schools directly to employment. And this is the connection we must build. From school to skill, from skill to community, and from community, there must be employment. This is the sort of connection we need, brothers and sisters, in order to make a difference. So that when young people leave our schools, they are not uncertain, they are prepared, they are capable, and they are ready for the future. Because education must not just end at graduation, brothers and sisters. It must lead to opportunities. And I understand that some may ask, why these challenges have not been fully addressed before. And this seemed to be the talk of the day. Many comments. So why they didn't do it then? And why NNP didn't do it? But let me say this, and let me say this clearly, people. Leadership is not about claiming perfection and pretending that the past was perfect. Leadership has nothing to do with this. Leadership is about learning from the past and doing better for the future. No government, no party, no leader gets everything right, brothers and sisters. Progress is not a one-time act. It is a continuous responsibility. And it is a responsibility for all, not some, and not some supporters. But who has the courage? Who has the ideas? Who has the plan? And who has the commitment to fix what is still needed to be fixed? And so what matters now is not looking back, my people, and not pointing fingers of yesterday. But it is about the people who have the courage, the people who have the idea, the people who have the plan and the commitment to fix what needs fixing. Because the truth is, brothers and sisters, the challenges our people face did not start yesterday, and they will not resolve themselves. They will not end unless we put cheap politics aside, make people our priority, and work inclusively to confront these problems honestly and boldly. So this is not about going backwards. This moment calls for action, brothers and sisters. This is about moving Grenada forward and moving it with accountability and with purpose. And I stand ready not to make excuses, brothers and sisters, but to work collaboratively to deliver results and to advocate until those results are achieved for you and for me. Brothers and sisters, one thing I know, and I know for a fact, that the new National Party is committed to action, not just words. This is a party that believes in investing in our youth, empowering communities, and delivering results that truly improve the lives of all Grenadians. And this is a fact. Therefore, I have no doubt that together, brothers and sisters, we will strengthen opportunities in tourism so our young people can move beyond entry-level roles into management, entrepreneurship, and ownership. Tourism already accounts for over 25% of employment because our largest industry must offer real growth and upward mobility. Together, brothers and sisters, we will expand access to digital work. We will expand access to digital work, and we would and remote opportunities so our youth can earn beyond our borders. Our youth don't have to only earn in Grenada. They can earn beyond our borders. And because opportunities should not be limited just to location. I said together we will modernize agriculture and fishing, especially in the community like St. Patrick West. Because this sector must become more profitable, more sustainable, and attract the new generation. We will invest in technical and vocational skills, construction, trades, and emerging industries. Because skills create independence, brothers and sisters, and independence strengthens our communities. And we will support young entrepreneurs, many of whom are already trying. They are trying to build something, but with very little support. Because when young people build businesses, brothers and sisters, they create opportunities not only for themselves, but for others. My people, this is not just about jobs. This is about dignity. This is about security. This is about real lives, like the young man waiting months to be paid, and the mother searching for stability for her family. We cannot accept this as normal, brothers and sisters. We must do better, and we have to do better. Because no parent should have to watch their child struggle to find opportunity. No young person should feel forced to leave Grenada to succeed. And no hard-working citizen should feel that the efforts are not moving them forward. And so tonight I ask you to believe in a Grenada where work leads to progress, where skills create opportunity, and where effort is rewarded with stability and with growth. I say we have the people in Grenada. We have the potential. Now all we have to do is to unite to build a system that connects them all. And so, brothers and sisters, I give you my commitment. I will stand with you. I will speak for you. I will fight for you. And I would work for you. Because when you rise, when the young people rise, when St. Andrew Northwest and St. Patrick West rise, Grenada rises with us. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
We thank our dear teacher Lisa as we welcome at the same time a couple of our candidates. We see just arriving Sister Kate from St. Andrews Northeast, and of course another star rising and shining from St. David's, Sister Nolan Thompson. Let's give it up for her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We continue because we have some heavy lifters. And so I want you to put your ears not on pause, but take out everything that is from it so that you can listen now to a gentleman who hails from the north, who still lives in the north, who is ready to represent the north. Let's give it up for, as his father would have said, for Bob White, Mr. Robert White.
From the hills of the north to the shores of Grenada, the son of the soil, Robert White. Village breeze in the morning sun, raise where the river
Okay, Mr. Thank you. Tonight we want to do a little bit more speaking than enjoying the music. So pardon me if I cut it short. I think we have much more to discuss. We'll get the music another time. Agreed? All the songers all over Vexo. Mr. DJ, give them the music. Give them the music. All right, good. Joking. Thank you. Chantimelle, are you with me? No. That can't be the Chantimelle I know. Chantimelle, are you with me? NNPites? Anybody in the house? Nice. I hear my people. I want to say a special good evening to our Master of Ceremonies, the indomitable Brother Bola, doing this thing for many years and losing shine at all. Right? I also want to recognize our future parliamentarians, those who are already in Parliament and those waiting to go and take the seat there. I want to recognize, of course, that deserves a round of applause. I want to also say good night to Sister Clarice Modeste Cohen, who in NNP since I was a little boy, and she's still there. All right? She's a lady from whom we can learn quite a lot, and we certainly are open for learning. Thank you for your stewardship and being part of this, continuing to be part of this. And I want to say good evening as well to you, our fellow NNPites, who journey from time to time every week to be part of NNP Connect. So particularly to the people of Chantimelle and the St. Patrick's West, but those, of course, who come to make sure that they listen to the word and they are part of every meeting. We want to say good night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing that our parish deserves better, that our people deserve better, and that St. Patrick must no longer be treated like an afterthought. Tonight, I want to speak to you about three things that are directly connected to the future of St. Patrick and, by extension, Grenada. One, the Breakwater Project and what it means for our parish. Agriculture, diversification, and why we must stop depending on the same old ideas. And three, the soaring cost of food and how we can reduce the pressure on families. Now, these are not separate issues, sisters and brothers. They are deeply intertwined. Because when we talk about development, we are talking about jobs. When we talk about agriculture, we are talking about income. And when we talk about food prices, we are talking about survival. At the end of the day, sisters and brothers, life is about people. And of course, you would realize that's a recurring part of my presentation. Because remember, I said that's my guiding philosophy. And I'd like to tie everything into it at every opportunity. So let's look at the Breakwater Project. For too long, St. Patrick has been spoken about mainly during election season. Everybody could do it, everything better for St. Patrick during the election season. Promises are made, meetings are held, big words are spoken. But after the elections, people in St. Patrick are too often left with the same roads, the same unemployment, the same abandoned communities, and the same feeling that development is happening everywhere else except here. And this is why the Breakwater Project is extremely important, sisters and brothers. But let us also be honest about the facts. The first phase of the Breakwater Project was already completed under the new National Party administration. And when the people are now waiting to hear about it's the second phase, but to date, that is still uncertainty. What we see happening now cannot be another phase of the Breakwater Project. And if you ask me, what we see happening is more degradation of the beach and the surrounding areas than any serious, thoughtful attempt to improve what's happening down on the beach. Sisters and brothers, if you haven't been down there, go take a look. And I remember saying on a radio program a couple of weeks ago, GBN to be exact, that while I applaud the government for doing something, but trust me, it's too little, too late, and I doubt it will have the intended results that can say, yes, we have a proper solution to the problem down there. The people want to know what's happening. We see stones being dumped. But people want to know whether the second phase is really a phase that will take us ahead. People want to know what exactly is planned. We want to know if the project will be just another promise that remains on paper because, as we say, what's happening down there now can be a solution to the problem. Because you see, the people of St. Patrick have heard enough promises, so now we want action. We want timelines. We want transparency. So we don't just want another breakwater. We want a complete vision. We want a project that transforms the parish. We want a proper port development that can attract yachts, small cruise activity, inter-island trade, fishing activity, cargo opportunities, waterfront businesses, restaurants, shops, cultural attractions, and jobs. And this is not too big for St. Patrick. This is certainly not too big to ask. So we envision a St. Patrick's to become the true northern hub of economic activity. You know, I remember in the early days when I went down to St. George's to work, and I said I'm from St. Patrick's. And one lady was rude enough to tell me one time, you're from behind, God back. It's time for God to turn around, for you to be in front of God. Right? And we want the government to understand that. And that's why we believe, out of a common conviction, we within the NNP will ensure when we get into office that we're not looking at the same St. Patrick as we're looking at now. We have to see bigger and better things happening in St. Patrick. Sisters and brothers, imagine what it would be if small traders from Carriacou, Petit Martinique, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines could use St. Patrick as a commercial link. Imagine if fishermen had better facilities. Imagine if local farmers could move produce more easily. Imagine if small businesses in Sauterres, Mount Rodney, Chantimelle, and the surrounding communities could benefit from new foot traffic and new customers. That is the kind of thinking we need. Not small thinking. We are big people with big ideas. Not temporary thinking. Not just building a structure and taking a photo. Not just Hollywood-style government. We need the real thing. We need development that creates opportunities for young people so they do not have to necessarily leave St. Patrick to find work. We need development that gives business people confidence to invest. We need development that makes people feel proud that they live in St. Patrick. The people deserve to know what is the total cost of the second phase. What exactly is being built down in that breakwater project? How many jobs will be created? What is the timeline? How many local contractors will benefit? How many fishermen stand to benefit? How will tourism operators benefit? How will farmers and vendors benefit? Because, as we said, St. Patrick's deserve more than just promises. If you believe me, I want to hear you say more than just promises. More than just promises. St. Patrick's deserve a real plan. So let's look at agriculture diversification. The second issue, of course, is agriculture. Because for generations, agriculture has been the backbone of St. Patrick. I know the days when cocoa, nutmeg, and banana were the mainstay of our economy. And the big farms that we had, the big estates as we call them, created an economy that was enough to attract Glean's garage in St. George's to open a branch in Saturday selling brand new vehicles. If you ask children about that now, they'll think if you want to buy a new car, you have to go in town to get it. But persons could have gone, farmers used to go and buy what we call truck chassis in Saturdays and build up a tray and so on it, and get the new cars there as well. This is a St. Patrick that I grew up in, and this is the St. Patrick's we want to create again. We know how to plant, we know how to produce, we know the value of hard work. But the reality is that agriculture cannot remain stuck in the past. Too many farmers are depending on a narrow range of crops. Too many people are still depending heavily on nutmeg, cocoa, banana, and a few traditional crops. As important as these crops are, if we want agriculture to survive and grow, we have to diversify. So we need to look at more vegetables, more fruits, more root crops, more herbs and spices, livestock development, poultry production, small ruminants, agro-processing, hydroponics, yes, hydroponics, and of course, value-added products. Now, I want to make a pitch here. And I remember saying one time, recently when I did that radio interview as well on GBN, that part of the problem with agriculture is that most farmers do mixed farming. And with mixed farming, you plant a little of this and you plant a little of that, but not enough of any one thing to make it sufficiently viable. Of course, farmers make money between selling all the different crops. But to be able to go to, for example, Sanders and one of the big hotels, and when they say they want X amount of lettuce every week, some farmers could only give them for the first week, and afterwards they can't give them again. So it's time for us to start thinking of farmers doing specialized farming. So we know that this ridge of the island is going to produce potatoes or lettuce, and you have 7 or 8 or a dozen farmers who concentrating on that, and the government is providing for them secure market. That's where the marketing board comes in again, but that's a different discussion for another time. So we need more training in agriculture, more access to land. We need better feeder roads and irrigation. We need better access to farming and access to financing, not farming, financing, sisters and brothers. And this is where most of our farmers get extremely frustrated. Because too many farmers, fisher folk, and small business people feel shut out when they go looking for financial help. Let's talk about the Grenada Development Bank, which was created to help ordinary Grenadians build themselves. It was supposed to help farmers buy equipment. It was supposed to help fisher folk repair boats and buy engines. It was supposed to help small business people expand. Instead, sisters and brothers, what we hear in recent time is that the money in Grenada Development Bank is finding its way to government ministers and politically connected people, while ordinary citizens are left behind. Sisters and brothers, that cannot continue. And a new National Party government will certainly put an end to this foolishness. The development bank must return to its original purpose. It must become a place where farmers, fisherfolk, agro-processors, and young entrepreneurs can get real help. So we need to make it easier for farmers to buy equipment, to improve storage facilities, to get stronger market access. And very importantly, we need better links between tourism and agriculture. Now, we have a new hotel development taking place in Livera. That development should not only benefit foreign suppliers. Our farmers in St. Patrick should benefit. Our fisher folk should benefit. Poultry farmers, agro-processors, they all should benefit. There should be structured systems in place to ensure that local produce is being purchased as supplied. Why should hotels be importing so much food when farmers right here in Grenada can produce that food? Let's make that make sense. Why should restaurants be importing products that can be grown locally? And some of the supermarkets, you go there and you see lettuce and see big so, cabbage, big so. But they're not grown in Grenada. And that's why I said if we have specific areas concentrating on constant supply of specific produce, I think it will reduce the necessity of importing stuff from overseas. We just have to be creative. We have to be creative. So sisters and brothers, that has to change. And that's why when the next NNP government forms office, experienced farmers like Hockey in Rose Hill, BJ, and from Chantimelle, Che, Logie, and others will be at the forefront of helping to shape the future of agriculture in St. Patrick. Because the people who work the land every day know the problems, and they also know the solutions. Let's talk about, as we wrap up, soaring food prices. The third issue is perhaps the one hurting people the most right now, food prices. You know, sisters and brothers, a fella tell me one time, he know as he get older, he getting stronger. So I asked him, how are you so sure? He said there was one time when he could go in the supermarket, he couldn't raise $100 worth of food. But now when he go, you're raising $100 worth of food with a little finger. No, I didn't say that for us to trivialize the issue. I said so because, of course, a little comic relief every now and again is good. And as the great Chuck does in Trinidad, Calypsonian extraordinaire, as he said, to survive, we had to learn to laugh. Because sometimes, if we don't laugh, we're getting mad. And we can't afford to all be mad people in Grenada because somebody had to stand up for somebody. So to survive, we had to learn to laugh. Right? You see, everywhere people go, they're talking about the cost of living. They're talking about the increases in the price of rice, flour, cooking oil, chicken, and the list goes on and on. Saltfish. You can't buy saltfish, it is. Right? Parents are struggling, pensioners are struggling, single mothers are struggling. And in a place like St. Patrick, where many people are already dealing with limited job opportunities and lower incomes, the pain is even worse. The reality is that Grenada imports a large amount of food we consume. That means when there are problems overseas, we feel it here. Right now, sisters and brothers, there are two major wars taking place in the world. Shipping costs remain unstable, fuel prices fluctuate, climate issues continue, and supply chains remain under pressure. And because we depend so heavily on imported food, when prices go up overseas, they go up here almost immediately. And because we depend so heavily on importing food, that makes us extremely vulnerable. So the question becomes, what can we do locally to reduce that pressure? First, we have to produce more food locally. This is no longer optional. It is absolutely necessary. And every community then should be continued to grow something. Backyard gardens should be promoted again. And this is in addition to the main farmers doing what they have to do. School gardens should return. Community farming projects should be encouraged. Churches, youth groups, and community organizations should be involved in food production. I remember as a child, 4-H used to be in every school, and they used to have gardenings, and so children go and learn agriculture. We need to bring back that culture, because when people can grow even a small amount of their own food, guess what? It reduces the pressure on the household budget. Am I making sense here? Good. Second, we need stronger support for our farmers. So access to fertilizer, seeds, equipment, water, labor, and transportation. So government need to support not just with speeches. The support has to be practical. And we mentioned access to low-income loans. Grenada Development Bank issue again, right? Sisters and brothers, I see my good friend give me the sign. So I'm trying to cut and contrive, right? I plan to speak for a month here, but he doesn't seem to give me the chance, right? So let's go into buying local because it keeps money in Grenada. It supports farmers. It supports jobs. It strengthens the local economy. There should be stronger monitoring of basic food items, transparency, public reporting. Sisters and brothers, we need to seriously take a look at these issues. We need people who are concerned about where Grenada is heading. We need people who are creative enough to find ways of combating, as we said, what we do not have control over here, the prices of food items that we import. No, we can't control the shipping cost. We can't control the price at source. What we could control is when it gets here, how we treat, and I'm speaking we as a government. How we review the taxes, how we encourage persons to shop together. We could ask the business community to shop together. The Indians understand that well. When the Indians go and shop, 15 of them buying 2-3 containers, and when they get here, they share the goods. Why can't our people adopt these measures? We have to be creative because difficult times call for a different approach. And that is why, sisters and brothers, when the bell is rung, you need people who could respond well to the challenges that we now face. You need to ensure that you put a government in office that is going to seriously look at Grenada once again and promote us in a way that every Grenadian could feel proud and feel they could stay right here and earn for the upkeep of themselves and their families. Because Grenada is ours. And if we seriously look at how we manage Grenada, I am sure we can prosper and prosper well. I thank you very much, sisters and brothers. You continue having a good evening. NNPites! Thank you very much.
From the hills of the north to the shores of Grenada, the son of the soil, Robert White. Village breeze in the morning sun, raised where the river.
Yeah. You see, what I had to say, I can't say it again. Robert, take my time. But thank you, Robert. We understand what you're talking about. And it linked very well with the first speaker on employment. You know, you remind me the other day, I went to Grenville with my wife. I drive her around sometimes. And then she said to me, she said, well, you know, I have a little green peas in the fridge. So I feel we could make a pea soup. I said, that would be nice. She said, but it's a long, long time I didn't eat a piece of salt beef. The biggest mistake I make is to walk in the supermarket with the lady. And what I saw frightened me. $33.00 a pound for salt beef. So I say, come out in the people place before they call the police for us. Let's go. But the time is now. Mr. DJ, I need a giddy and boots. She's here. She's here. Let's take a little time to welcome. Our political leader. Make some noise. Welcome, 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 political leader. We are happy to have you. We thank you all. We thank the drummers. We thank you for bringing the spirit all the way from Africa. But because we are running a little behind time, we'll have to cut it short. Thank you very much. Always enthusiastic, always drumming, always keeping us live. But we have to keep on moving. Thank you again. Thank you very much. And as the political leader arrives, we are going to move to our next speaker. Our next speaker is going to just join in with Robert to tell us about health, because we need good local food, solid food, not $33 a pound salt beef to be healthy. And so, Chantimelle, put your hands together as we welcome our dear sister from St. Mark's, our new candidate, Sister Mayana Charles.
Put your glasses up to the sky. If you feel to die, you could cry. Everybody have a bit of time. Sometimes all it takes is one line. With couple regrets by your side. Money energy have to ride. Shed some weight, watch you take flight.
Good night, St. Patrick's. St. Patrick West. Good night to you beautiful people. St. Patrick East in the house tonight. And I see my people from St. Mark here tonight as well. And tonight I bring you warm greetings. But let me first recognize our dedicated political leader, the Honorable Emiline Pierre. I must also recognize the Honorable Clarence Modest Cohen, our parliamentary representative and my mentor for St. Mark's, my brother Gilani Glean, my brother Robert White, Sister Nolan, Sister Kate, and all the executive members of the new National Party here with us tonight. To persons tuned in online, and again, to all of you here, good night, good night, good night. Tonight, I want to speak to you about an issue that touches every single family in Grenada. It touches every community, and it touches every life in this nation. An issue that is dear to me, I know that it is also dear to you, and it is vital to our future. So tonight, I want to talk to you about health care. And this has become a very topical issue in our country. It has come to the forefront recently, and we hear a lot of whispers, but nobody's coming out to say anything. So let's dive into the challenges in healthcare tonight. In recent times, as I mentioned before, this issue has been a hot topic in terms of the national conversation, and not for the good things, I'm afraid. So I ask you to just grant me a few moments of your time as we delve into this issue. And I will start with a saying by my good brother, Robert White. He always say politics is about people. But tonight, I say to you, healthcare as well also begins with one simple truth. It is about people. It is about protecting lives. It is about preserving dignity. It is about strengthening the communities that we love and serve. Healthcare is not confined to a building, not confined to vague budgets. It is not confined to the bureaucracies that we currently see right now. It is a living, breathing system of care. And as I mentioned before, it touches every life. It touches every family, and it touches every community in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. At the ending of the day, it is about our mothers, our fathers. It is about our children, our senior citizens, our families and friends. It is about our ordinary men and women who rise each morning, work hard, and strive to do what is right so they can have a good, comfortable, and healthy life. And those persons are not seeking special treatment. They are seeking for peace of mind, something as simple as the peace of mind, the simple assurance that when illness strikes, the care they need will be there. This is not a compromise. It is a simple right of every citizen of this country. And tonight, I ask you a simple but very important question. Have you not heard the cries, the many cries, the repeated cries of our people of this nation? I have heard it. And by your response tonight, I know that you have heard it too. And often, almost every day, persons call me about their dissatisfaction with the current state of healthcare in this country. The cries of parents who wait too long in casualty with their sick child in their arms, waiting to simply be seen. The wait times are too long. The cries of dialysis patients that are being told that their life-saving treatments are being reduced to once or sometimes twice a week because we simply don't have reagents. Have you not heard the cries of the people in our communities being told you have to get your private vehicle because they simply don't have an ambulance, and most times they don't even have a driver for the ambulance? This is the repeated cries of our people. Have you not seen the desperation of families who wait sometimes weeks to months for lab results and other tests? Not because they choose to, but because of a broken system. Just today, a young woman was asking me to follow up on a test for her. She's been waiting 2 months. She had a mammogram 2 months ago, and she's still waiting for results. This is the reality. This is the stories of the everyday Grenadian when it comes to the state of healthcare in our country. It seems as if the current administration is not listening. Or have they simply grown accustomed to these cries? Or they just don't care? And the painful truth is that these are not one-off cries. These are not random events. These are not new stories. These are the same stories told again and again. The same cries echoing throughout our community. The same suffering endured. The same frustration that is ignored time and time again. The same pain carried for far too long. And when cries repeat itself, it stops being coincidence. It becomes a failure of the system that must be confronted and addressed urgently. Not in the future. Those things have to be addressed now. And despite what is being said, this is not a problem that we can postpone for tomorrow. The time for action is not the future. The time for action with the current challenges in our healthcare system is right now. And I know most of you have seen the clips and the ceremonies and all of the other things that comes with it. And a great deal has been dressed up and presented to the country about a new hospital project and a medical city. But after all the speeches has calmed down, after all the ceremonies have died down, after all the headlines and the photo ops have since died down, and we're hearing new whispers, but all we have now is complete silence. Nobody is answering the questions. Nobody is saying anything. And no one is addressing the challenges and the cries of our people today. And you know what the Grenadian people are left with? Do you know? One thing, just unanswered questions. This is what we're left with. We only on a need-to-know basis. So I guess when it comes to healthcare, we're not important enough to know the details surrounding the new project, and surrounding other things, the other whispers we've been hearing. And I wouldn't go through that tonight. I'm sure most of you have heard about it. Now, let me make something clear. I do not fault the current administration for its desire to build a modern facility. Every Grenadian wants better facility. Do you want better facility? Every Grenadian wants an improved healthcare system. And all of you tonight, do you want an improved healthcare system? Do you want quality care? Do you want access to quality care? Everybody wants the same thing. We all want the same thing. But this is not where the controversy lies. It is not in our support of improved healthcare system. The real concern among Grenadians is how this is being done. The issue before us is not about the vision. I think NNP has initiated this vision. The issue before us is about the process. And when the people begin to question the process, when transparency, my friends, and trust come into doubt, that is when division takes root. That is when the vision, that very vision that we all aspire to, becomes obscured. That is when that happens. So despite what they tell you, Grenadians are not divided because they are opposed to progress. This is ridiculous. People are divided because critical questions remain unanswered. Additionally, people are divided because there is a complete lack of transparency. Not to mention, there is an obvious hidden agenda. That is the reality. You know, I have heard people say, how can we afford this when our budget is already in a deficit? In fact, for the past 2 years, we've been presenting deficit budgets. Well, not we, the current administration. And I've heard people ask the question, why can't this be a specialist hospital? Because based on the things we've heard so far, it's meant to replace all the services that are being offered in General Hospital. This is what they told us so far. I've also heard people ask, what about the other areas of healthcare that are being neglected right now? And there are so many other questions. So what about our clinics? What about our medical stations? What about the shortages in supplies? What about the long waiting times? What about the staffing issues? What about the people who are suffering in a system as it currently exists? What about that? What about the now? And I'm sorry to tell you, no matter what they say, we are seeing a deterioration of our healthcare system. And this is not only coming from me. I know most of you access care, and you all have the same stories. The staff that works there, the nurses, the doctors, everybody have the same stories. They have the same cries repeated over and over. Reasonable questions is treated as an act of betrayal by their own people. Because their people are asking those reasonable questions as well. But they're treating them as if they're betraying them. They behave as though seeking clarity is opposition, as though accountability is hostility, and as though ordinary Grenadians must simply nod, clap, and just move on. But let us be clear. When a nation is being asked to commit almost half of its GDP, and the economists can clarify, into a single project, into a single building, asking questions is not a crime. It is our responsibility. And the real questions before us, if we invest so heavily in one venture, the construction, what's the cost they tell us for the building? Just to construct, 250 million US. This is almost approaching 1 billion EC. This is a reality. This is the figures they put in front of us. How will we sustain the rest of the country? How will we finance other critical areas? What will happen to education? What will happen to primary health care? What will happen to our youths? What will happen to our social programs? What will happen to housing? What will happen to all the other critical areas? And importantly, how will we ensure that our workers are paid and our people are protected? And over, I'm hearing stories about persons who have not received salaries. Some since last year, some nothing for the year. So we see the evidence. What is the new module that is being projected to us? They say what? You design, you build, and then they compensate? And then they finance. So clearly, there is an issue with finances. I'm sorry to say, it seems like we broke. You know, and what is even more funny, when an administration speaks proudly about transparency, accountability, good governance, because I think that's are their values, I don't know, then surely the people have a right to expect exactly that. So let me ask you tonight, where is the transparency surrounding this new hospital project? Where is the transparency? Do you see it? Where is the accountability? Where is the good governance that the people were promised? Where are those things? It's like their core values have been eroded. Because what we are witnessing today raises serious questions. Taxpayers' hard-earned money is being recklessly spent. Yet the answers remain absent. Crickets, nothing. Concerns are raised, yet clarity never arrives. Again and again, the public is asked to trust, but they are not given the information they deserve to understand the details. How can you trust something if you don't know the details? Trust cannot be demanded. Trust is something that is earned, and it begins with what? Transparency. So this evening, I ask the current administration to please answer the simple questions that were asked before. Questions that the people deserve to hear answered clearly, honestly, and without delay. And address the recent whispers. Address those issues. There is complete silence. And you know, where are the full particulars of this project? Where is it? Have you seen it? Where are the detailed costings from the start to the end? All we have is how much it will take to construct. We have nothing about how much it will take for equipment, staffing to commission this facility. So we know that this will exceed $1 billion EC. Anybody in hospital services and management will tell you that. Where is the financing model? Where is the staffing plan? You know, I'm going to say something. I really don't want to say it, but I will. You know, a very good friend of mine visited the emergency room recently. In fact, 2 days ago. And they visited there in the night. And, you know, God bless the nurses, the doctors, their soul. You know, they were there for hours before they were seen, and understandably so, because they were short-staffed. And one of the persons say to the patient, you know, I am really tired. It's just me alone. It's been me alone for the whole day. I need to take a 3-hour nap, and I'll come back up and see you. So you see the degree of the staffing shortage. So how will they staff this new facility? Where is that staffing plan? Where is the operational plan? And importantly, where is the meaningful public consultation that a project of this magnitude demands? Not an afterthought, not the supporters coming and toot horns. Where are the key stakeholders? Have they been invited? Because if this nation, if we as a people are expected to bear the burden, then its people have an undeniable right to know the details. We have to know the details. A government that asks its citizens, its people, to sacrifice like that must also offer transparency in return. The Grenadian people deserve to understand the decisions being made, the cause being carried, and the reasons behind them. Because in a democracy, responsibility must always be matched with accountability. And the last time I checked, we're in a democracy. And let me be clear tonight, because I don't want a single of my words to be twisted, because they like to twist words, and they like to put a snippet with the whole story. The new National Party is not against development. I will say this again. The new National Party is not against development. We are not against progress. We are not against improving healthcare. In fact, the new National Party were the ones who ignited this cause. Have you seen the Guelph Polyclinic? A state-of-the-art facility, a first of its kind in the region, not just Grenada. Have you utilized the CT scan machine in General Hospital? And so many more. So the new National Party is not opposed to improving healthcare. A hospital matters, yes. But healthcare is more than a facility. Healthcare is more than concrete. Healthcare is more than a ceremony. Can any government speak proudly about transformation while ordinary people are still crying out because of the repeated lack of basic services? The basic basket of goods and services constantly lacking. And I've highlighted them before, so I won't labor in it. But that is the reality here. And that is the painful contrast. And that is why people are uneasy. That is why people are asking questions. That is why people are not satisfied with the fancy words and the ribbon cutting and the ceremony and the nice speeches. Our people need dignified care now. We, the NNP, support the destination. We support the vision, as I mentioned before. But we refuse to pretend that how we get there doesn't matter, because how we get there matters. So tonight, let me say clearly that the new National Party will continue to put the people first. We will continue to put you first. We will strengthen healthcare delivery across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. We will improve access to quality care. We will commit to better staffing, consistent supplies as we did before, better services, and better functioning clinics and polyclinics. We will commit to a healthcare system where patients are treated with dignity. We will continue the serious work towards national health insurance. And many more. But until the unanswered questions remain unanswered, we will continue to ask questions. We will continue to demand details. We will continue to demand transparency. We will continue to demand accountability. Because the repeated cries of our people cannot be ignored. When our people ask questions, let us respect them enough to answer. When our people demand accountability, let us not silence them. Let them remember who this country belongs to. And I ask you tonight, who does this country belong to? It belongs to all of us. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique belongs to all of us. And all of us have a right to ask questions. And we will continue on that path until those questions are answered. So I thank you for your time tonight. And I say to all of you, despite what I say to you, continue to demand the details, continue to ask the questions, continue to demand that accountability, transparency, and good governance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And may God continue to bless you.
Put your glasses up to the sky. If you feel to cry, you could cry. Everybody have a bit of time. Sometimes all it takes is one line. With couple real friends by your side.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. Thank you, Sister Mayana. Thank you very much for that. We had to move on, but they tell me, in case you're getting a little hungry, just on the other side, the other portion there, well, they have a lot of things. They have turkey waters. They have chicken and chips. They say the backyard bus. It's a lot of things, a whole paper full. So I hear a lot of things about unemployment, but I hope you have money. We want to thank you. We heard that this country belongs to all of us, Grenada, Carrico, and P.T. Martinique. But according to the whispers that we're hearing and the little talk that's coming out, I wonder who Project Polaris belong to. We're hearing things. We're listening and we're looking. Soon, answers may come. But in the interest of time, we had to move on. I can't tell you more things that I hear. Leave it for our next meeting. So we come into the man of the hour, as they say. And time matters. So I want at this time that you join me in inviting the candidate for St. Patrick's West, Brother Gilani, Glean.
Everything I could spoil if I'm gone, my good uncle child. They've been wanting this for a while. Deal with them in a style. When stars align, the sun shines on you in space and time. So still we rise with grace and with faith in the morning, with chains and oil. I am the backpack and I'm ready. Rum in the backpack and I'm ready. Promoter done laughing already with a backpack and the heavy on that. They go out to the job and a payroll. Oil fresh like today roll. To the job and a payroll. Oil fresh like today. Put some respect on me name. I don't want to hear. Don't give me that you want to pay. You want to so this is my place. From the dirt, yeah, me build my base. From the struggle, we find we way. Now a brighter, better day. People strong, yeah, the roots run deep. Promises made, yeah, we have to keep. From the hill straight down to bay. St. Patrick's lead the way. Stand firm, no turning back. Vice of the people, on the right track.
Get up, get up, get up.
Glean for the West, they say that clear. Glean for the West, future right here. Glean for the West, hands in the sky. St. Patrick's rising, reaching high. Glean for the nation, strong foundation.
Turn it up, Mr. DJ, turn it up.
Where we go? Oh, no hesitation. For the West now. For the West now. Yeah, the Vice now. West side, roll the whole town. Touching on you, we like the way.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please allow me to
say a warm, warm welcome to St. Patrick West. And before I get started, I've always been one who's stuck to time as best as possible. Not tonight. I want to talk. I want to talk, so say, Mr. Bola, let him talk. So let me start by, of course, acknowledging, and I want everybody to stand and help me welcome and recognize Grenada's next and first female Prime Minister, Honorable Emiline Pierre. And she's my mentor too. Of course, we have other honorable people inside here. We have, of course, you know what, I want to say this. I want to say this now. I could have said it in St. Mark, but I want to say it here in St. Patrick West. Honorable Clarice Modeste Cohen. She's just a parliamentary representative of outstanding caliber for many, many years for the New National Party and for St. Mark. She's also been a friend and a soldier in the fight for St. Patrick West. Give her a round of applause. We appreciate you, sister, and the work you have done. And of course, we have the next honorable in the midst. That's my girl, eh? That is the unstoppable, the short boss, Sister Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. And of course, all of my other fellow candidate colleagues, members of the National Executive, persons who have joined us online. And I want to give a special, where's the camera? I want to give a special shout out to everyone gathered at Cocoa Valley that is tuned in, watching me live right now. Give them a round of applause. And most importantly, most of all, the reason why we gathered here tonight, for all of you who took the time to come out and support this meeting, give yourselves a round of applause. Brothers and sisters of Chantimelle, my people of St. Patrick West, my family, I thank you for welcoming me home. But I want to be clear. I am not a visitor here. I am not a tourist passing through to admire the view from Sotez. I am a son of this soil. I was shaped by these roads long before they were paved. I know the weight of the bucket carried from the standpipes in Welcome, Lally, and Marley Cross Road. I have seen farmers like Miss Sybil and her husband, Mr. Batman, Sarum, Miss Nika, and many more who rise before dawn to walk land passed down through generations. Fishing vendors like Sweet and Dandy, Mr. Martin, who returned from long days on the road with earnings that barely covered the fuel. I know the grit of Chantimelle and St. Patrick. But for too long, the message sent to us from this current administration and government has been a single cold word: wait. Wait your turn. Let us measure 10 times and cut once. But while they are measuring, the grass is growing, but the horse is starving. They tell us to wait for development, wait for opportunity, wait for the future, wait for bathroom and toilet. But tonight, Chantimelle, I've come to tell you, we are done waiting. You know, I'm going to segue for a second here. I had a really nice speech planned out for tonight that I circulated amongst a couple persons to ensure that it really represented the views of you, our people of St. Patrick West. And you know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Yesterday, after lunch, sometime after lunch, I ran into a gentleman in Sotes, somebody I respect very, very much. Is a friend, a colleague, a schoolmate, and a former official in government. And, you know, he said to me, you know, we need a new type of politics in Grenada. Not the politics that focuses so much on the who, but the politics that answers 3 questions. What, how, and most importantly, why? Why? So tonight, I'm going to try to answer those 3 questions. So to the what? Let's be honest about what is happening. St. Patrick is not poor because our people lack talent. We are the most ambitious and hard-working people in Grenada. We are struggling because of a historic pattern of underinvestment, particularly by NDC governments who seem to forget where the north of the island begins. Now, let's speak truth to power without being petty. Political leader, we would have liked to see more from our past NNP governments too. We always want more for our people. But let's look at the record. Who brought the largest capital investment in the history of our parish in the Livera project to St. Patrick? And more importantly, who stood in the way and protested against it? Who negotiated with the Exim Bank of China for a marina and a breakwater to transform our northern coast? And who walked away from it because they thought the project was too big for us? They thought a Holiday Inn at Mount Hartman was more deserving, while we are still waiting to see a single brick laid in that hotel project. Who built 70 apartments at the villa for our families? And who then turned around and priced them so high that the very people it was built for cannot afford to walk through the door? What we are facing is a gap between the potential of our people and the priorities of this current administration. They see St. Patrick's West as a line item during a budget reading, while I see St. Patrick's West as the heartbeat of our lives. So now to the how. The question has to be, how do we fix this gap? We don't do it with wait and see. We do it with a plan that belongs to you, the people. And first up on the agenda was first up on Brother White's agenda, so you know that we're in sync. First, we build Project Port St. Patrick. We don't just need a wall to keep the sea out. We need a gateway to bring the world into St. Patrick. We need expanded access to the Grenadines, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. We will turn our coastline into an engine of development with a port, marina, local businesses, and a town center in Sotes that reflects the beauty of our people. Second on the list, and also second on Brother Robert's agenda, is that we modernize the backbone of our parish, which is that of agriculture and fishing. I have stood with farmers in the wake of Hurricane Beryl who were told to just plant again with a mere $9,000 grant if you are farming over 5 acres. No insurance, no irrigation, but plant again. This is not leadership. This is reckless abandonment. So how do we turn agriculture around? We bring modern irrigation and planting technologies to St. Patrick. We build agro-processing hubs, so we aren't just shipping raw cocoa and nutmeg, but selling finished products made right here in St. Patrick. We will assist our farmers in farming to market both local and abroad. And as Brother Robert says, we ain't going to even start on the marketing and national importing boat tonight. That's for another day. And how will we make it better for our fisher folk? For our fishers, we will provide the cold storage they so desperately need. Modern safety gear and continuous training so that we could adhere to the rules and regulations that is going to keep us out of these bonds. We develop our processed fish product businesses, strengthen and support the Sutter's Fishermen Cooperative so we can move from mere survival to a thriving fishing industry. Third, and most important to me, and this is close to my heart, we invest in the person, not just the project. I'll repeat it. We will invest in the person, not just the project. Because as Brother White said, and Sister Mayana said, politics, healthcare, life is about people. And speaking of people, and I know that beloved sister, say, Mr. Bola, let him speak.
Can't speak when he wants. But I want you at this time to put your hands together and Mr. DJ, play me a music. No, right now. Put your hands together. It's the Father.
Oh, yeah.
He's not here to stay. He's not here to stay. And I'm giving you the opportunity, sir, to just give us 2 minutes of your time right now, if you want it. And let him finish. Okay. Gilani?
I'll tell you something, huh? You all see the difference between Deacon Mitchell and the real Mitchell? Let's welcome him. Let's give him a Chantimelle welcome. As I was saying, third, we invest in the person and not just the project. And I know these two folks are tuned in online right now, so I'm going to talk about them. Because real representation matters. It breaks my heart, friends, to see a 92-year-old man right here in Chantimelle debushing on the roadside just to eat and buy medication because he and his elderly wife cannot be in the seed program simultaneously. 92 years old. That is a failure of compassion. And that is why we need to fix this. How? We will ensure 24-hour emergency medical care within our parish. And allow me to segue a little bit here again, because tonight I want to talk. A few weeks ago, I attended a funeral of a schoolmate of mine. Father passed away. Now, we hear about a climate-smart medical center being built right here in St. Patrick West in the Sutters Medical Center. Now, opposite the road in the east, over $100,000 was spent to retrofit a boat building to now accommodate the medical center, which is now going to cost us a further $500,000. And you want to know what is the hurtful part? We still have 2 parliamentary vehicles in this parish costing over $200,000. And this gentleman had to pass away because the same Sutters Medical Center did not have oxygen. That is the healthcare service that we have been given priority in St. Patrick. But not under a new National Party administration. Like Sister Lisa said, we will bridge the gap between education and jobs by linking our vocational training directly with the industries we are investing in. We will support our youthful dreamers through scholarships, structured sporting activities, and improved facilities. Yes, Chantimelle, I understand too well the economic and development potential of our playing field and our community center. And yes, fun. I have not forgotten you either. We've gone from playing local football to hosting international concerts, right? And all of that has been part of the development under, give the man a round of applause now. He's sitting right here. Let's give flowers whilst we're alive. But tonight, friends, I didn't come here to just talk about ports and processing plants and sporting facilities. I came to talk about what was most important, the why. The why is the reason that we get up every morning. The why is the reason that we as a party are committed to you, our people. The why is that young man in Snell Hall who has a degree in his hand but cannot find a job in his village or his parish. The why is the mother in Montrich who has to choose between buying medicine for herself or food for her family. This government previously attacked all NNP projects simply because they never understood our why. They think big projects are too much for St. Patrick. They think we should be content with the crumbs. Suddenly, concrete roads and bridges are a new big thing. No, that is the only prominent thing they have done in the last 4 years. But I asked them, why should a child in Chantimelle have to move to St. George's for better opportunities? Why should our farmers in Hermitage, Montrich, and Redmond be the last to get help when they are the first to feed this nation? Look at the Redmond Road farm road, sorry. Yes, as Sister Clarice is sitting there. The NNP started it. This government abandoned it. The Prime Minister even told Parliament, and we have some parliamentarians here, so they will tell you if I'm lying. There were no records of it. Sister Modest says she has pictures. Sister Modest, I have more than pictures. Because the bridge that the NNP built by the Hanover Company is still there. The machines, abandoned ones, are still in the bushes there. And the road has now fallen to the worst state it has been in its history. That is why the why matters. That is why representation matters. And that is why we must do it. So you ask, why do we do this? Gilani, why in God's world would you expose yourself to politics? Because I love my parish. And I love my community. I want to see development. I want to see growth. And no, it is not because we are anti-government, as Sister Mayana said. Because we believe that being rural shouldn't mean being neglected. We do this because the dignity of a 92-year-old man matters. We do it because the dreams of a 19-year-old girl in Mali matters. We aren't here to attack. We are here to outgrow the small vision. You asked for change 4 years ago, and we've seen the results. Deficit budgets back to back. Rising taxes on sugar and electricity, and more debt. But the NNP has evolved. Yes, we too have changed for you because you demanded it. So under the guidance of Dr. the Honorable Kit Claudius Mitchell and the leadership of our next Prime Minister, Honorable Emiline Pierre, we have built a new super team ready to work for the people of St. Patrick's West, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique from day one in government. Chantimelle, we are not poor in spirit. We just needed a partner who remembers the weight of that bucket of water. The coldness of the water in Glassy, Glean, and Bassehook. Well, friends, in case you didn't know me, tonight you know me. I am Gilani Glean. And I am saying, stop waiting. Believe in yourselves. Our best days start tonight. The future isn't coming, my friends. It is here. And it is ours to build together. And Sister Short Boss, tell them, clock it. So if you, like me, and the new National Party team believe that we are the right team to take Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique forward, stand up and join with me. Stand up and join with me. If you believe just like me, and you believe that Glean is best for the West, say house, 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 house. Good night, my friends. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Promises made that we have to keep. From the hill straight down to Bay. St. Patrick's lead the way. Stand firm, no turning back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Master Glean. Yes, Master Glean, we thank you as we continue to move on. He sounded like a real boss. Yes? You know. Remember just last week I told you, don't follow the song that you heard from Trinidad. I tell you, take it easy, I will do the work. No, no, no. In NNP, we all have to do the work, or else the promises would never be fulfilled. We have with us our chairman tonight. He's just passing. You could see young boy lime in. But he cannot enter these halls and not be given an opportunity to just say a few quick words to you. So I want you to help me welcome our chairman of our party, Dr. Kit Mitchell.
No way. Lord, 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 Lord is heavy. Oh, yeah. I'm moving on. Yes, I'm moving
night, good night. Let me tell all you something. I just passing. I played middle dominoes tonight and I hear Robert, Marcia, Mayana, and they turned me on. I had to come here, you know. I had to come. But let me tell you this. This is my party. This is my country. This is my team. My leader. And all of you in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, I love every single one of you. I'm here just to show my support. And just to say to you, Grenada needs all of you. Don't play with this. Our country is suffering. And I want to mention one thing. You used to hear about corruption. Our party needs to talk more about the corrupt practices taking place, the actual deceit, how people are filling their pockets at the expense of your taxpayers. Do not play with this. You are on the road to victory. I'm with you. I love every single one of you. Let's protect this beautiful country called Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. I look forward to hearing from my political leader. Good night. I love every single one of you. Thank you.
I get weary. Tell me why should I? Why should I? No way. Lord, 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 the Lord is happy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we want to once again thank Dr. Mitchell, gentleman who had been in the position as Prime Minister for many years, more than I will want to count. But thank you, Doc, for showing your support, letting them know that NNP is your party and that your heart is with it everywhere it goes. Friends, we are not dancing like Dr. Mitchell, but we're winding down. We're going closer to the place where we must end, of course. We are happy to be here, connect. But let me just tell you before I bring on the next speaker, that next week where the meetings are going to be. And I say meetings because next week, God's willing, once we survive, we are doing 2. Next week, Wednesday, 15th, we are in South St. George. The South, yes, my brother Diali down that side. We bring NNP Connect there. But one day before that, Tuesday the 14th April, we'd been Carriacou and Petite Martinique just for the night. Yes. But I see the excitement about Carriacou because I know you like to go up Carriacou. But we ain't planning to bring up no boatloader. If you're coming up, you come up and you stay by your friends and family and you come to the meeting. But the time is coming when we will organize the boats to go. But not on Tuesday. But that doesn't mean you cannot come. Sure. You have friends and family where you can leave, and so you come up. You're on your own. But tonight, you're not on your own. We have someone here who has taken the responsibility to lead us. Lead us through this time and lead us into the better times that will come. She is a hard-working soldier. Always on. Always has her boots on. Always ready to fight, to defend, and to do what's right for Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Chantimelle, I want you to lift your voices, put your hands together as we welcome our political leader, Sister Emiline. Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Good night to everyone. And good night to our viewers and our listeners online. Brothers and sisters, tonight, I want to specially greet former Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou and Pity Martinique, the current chairman of the New National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. I also want to greet tonight two other honorable members of the House of Parliament, Dr. Honorable Clarice Modeste Cohen, and I greet also Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis, all the other candidates tonight. Brother Robert White, put your hands together. Brother Gilani Glean, put your hands together. Sister Nolene Thompson, Sister Mayana Charles, put your hands together, even for those who are not with us tonight. Brothers and sisters, tonight, I want to say to St. Patrick, we know that you're ready for us. We know that you are ready for us. And guess what, St. Patrick? We are ready for you too. Because we understand the work that started in this constituency, in this parish, and we are prepared. Your new team is prepared to do the work to advance the economic development of this parish, to ensure, brothers and sisters, as our two candidates would have said tonight, that we take agriculture to the next level, that we take fisheries to the next level, and that we take people's development to the next level. St. Patrick, we come in, we ready for you. Brothers and sisters, tonight, we can say that we are ready to serve you because of the team that we have built together for you. Brothers and sisters, last week when I spoke, I said to you, we have the best team ever that has been built and created to serve the people of this country. We have, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we have the better team. Brothers and sisters, a team of persons who are not in this for themselves, but they are in this to serve you, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. I am confident, brothers and sisters, that we have a team that is ready to put people first and not themselves, as we are seeing today. And that is why, brothers and sisters, when you look at this team, there is one thing that I consider to be a common thread that binds our team together, and that is that single thing: love for people. Every single candidate, you can see the experience. Every single candidate, brothers and sisters, you can see how they are excelling in what they are doing right now. They are not looking for a job. They are not looking for experience. They are coming with experience, and they are coming to serve the people of this country. Brothers and sisters, I believe one of the things that is going to underline and underscore this theme is servant leadership. Servant leadership. And I repeat a third time, servant leadership. And simply put, I believe that is what every Grenadian is dying for at this time. People who are going to lead by serving others first before themselves. And that, I believe, is what we are bringing to the people of this country. Brothers and sisters, a team that is prepared and ready to listen to people, not to discard the views of ordinary people. As someone said earlier, it has almost become norm that when you disagree, something wrong with you. I say to you tonight, when the NNP returns to office, we are promising you that we are going to be a government that listens to the people of this country regardless of their views. We are prepared to listen. Because you know what? We don't subscribe to the view that anybody who disagrees with you is against you. We believe that there is value in differences, value in having different opinions. As a matter of fact, that's the fundamental, the foundation of the very democracy that we celebrate, a right to an opinion. And that is why I say to you tonight, no one will shut us up, because that is our fundamental right to express our views and to represent our people. So we are going to listen to all the people. We're not going to be arrogant that we dismiss everything that we don't want to hear. But in addition to listening, brothers and sisters, I am saying to you tonight that we are bringing a team into government that understands the importance of empathy. A team that could feel the pain and suffering of people. A team that is not going to be just cognitive with that empathy, not just knowing and hearing, but a team that is prepared to respond because of the empathy that we feel. I'm saying to you tonight, this team feel what you are feeling now, and we are ready to respond to the challenges that you face. So we are coming, brothers and sisters, on your request to serve you. So we listen, we empathize. But I say to you that we are prepared to allow you to hold us accountable by being transparent to every single Grenadian in this country. We have a government now that don't feel that it has to answer to anyone. We say to you, we are prepared to represent our people with an understanding that you are our bosses. You are the ones who are going to elect us into office, and we have a responsibility to account to you on the governance of this country. That is why, brothers and sisters, we have serious problems with this project called Polaris. We have no problem with the vision for better health care, better quality, but we have a serious problem with this project. And I say so without any reservation, because this project should have been brought to the people of this country And this government deserves to be transparent with the people of this country about this project. And that is what is going to be different about our government. So we are going to ensure that when major decisions have to be made for this country, the people must be involved. So you cannot commit the country to over $600 million in debt without having a conversation with the people of this country. You cannot, brothers and sisters, buy over 84 acres of lands, and until now, the people of this country cannot answer in whose name does this land lie. Brothers and sisters, you cannot spend 22 million plus on a project like this before you even turn the sword and expect people to just accept anything. Shut your mouth, sit down, we put you out of the class if you even try to talk. I say to you, that is not the Grenada that we have learned to live with over the years. That is not the Grenada that we know. We know a Grenada, and only recently we lived in that Grenada where people were free to express their views. We lived in a Grenada only recently when it was okay to criticize the government, which is our fundamental right. We lived in a Grenada where it was okay to have an opinion that was different to the government. As a matter of fact, every time I say this, it brings me back to COVID. When the government said, let us protect ourselves, those who did not support the government rallied people against the orders of the government, putting people's lives at risk. Where is that same democracy that we had just a couple years ago? When laws were put on hold, bills were put on hold, some abandoned, because we allowed the voices of the people to be heard, even when we disagreed, brothers and sisters. But when you look at what is happening now, one has to be frightened. One has to be afraid for the future of this country and where we are heading. But nothing, brothers and sisters, absolutely nothing would shut us up when we speak for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, I say to you tonight, the fourth characteristic of the servant leadership that I spoke about, listening, empathy, being transparent and accountable to the people. But one of the others that I'll mention tonight, brothers and sisters, is a heart for better for the people. And that is why I always say, I have no problem with anybody who decided that they were voting for the current government because they genuinely wanted better. But you have been disappointed. You have been disappointed to the extent that you are calling back for the NNP. And we are your humble servants. You didn't want us in 2022, but you realize that what you got is not what you bargained and paid for. So we are ready to serve you again. Brothers and sisters, not just to serve you, we want to serve you even better. And that is the critical point. So I say to you, what Grenadians need at this time is a government that is prepared to put people first. So when you answer the why, about Project Polaris, or you answer the why of the thousands of street lights that are going up across the country, the answer to that is supposed to be the people. But I say to you tonight, I feel convinced that the why to many of these projects are not the people. The why to many of these projects are making a few people in our country richer than they've ever been before. Until, brothers and sisters, some are prepared to say publicly that they're set for life. Brothers and sisters, that is when you are convinced that we are lacking servant leadership and that we have a government that cares about itself more than it cares about people. So when you give yourself a 150% increase in salaries and you don't care about the increase in electricity bill because you set for life, so you don't care how many people are disconnected because 150% increase in your salary sets you well and covers you well. It cushions you from any increase that Grenada could ever give. So you don't care about who cannot. Brothers and sisters, you know that we are wanting for servant leadership when a government flies around the world but doesn't care when it wastes the resources of this country, doesn't care how many workers are going home without a salary at the end of the month, doesn't care how many people have to buy their medication to go to the hospital to get service, doesn't care about the children who are depending on one hot meal at the school but get served bread and sausage because you see you set for life. So we ask tonight, brothers and sisters, we ask the government, what is it with the lands for Project Polaris? What is it, brothers and sisters, we ask tonight for transparency about the deals that have been worked out behind closed doors for a project of this magnitude? And I ask you further tonight, is this project really about the people of Grenada, or is this project about the few who are lined up to benefit in a big way from a major project? You know, a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine gave me a story. At the time, didn't mean anything to me. Nothing at all. I listened. He got a call late one night asking him to sell a piece of land that he has in the vicinity of the project. He said to me he found it strange that somebody would call at this time of the night to ask to buy lands. But he said he found it even more strange that the person is saying to him they're prepared to pay in cash and they would pay whatever he is prepared to call for the land. The truth is, as I said, it meant absolutely nothing to me at the time, even when he mentioned who the person was. But brothers and sisters, tonight, I'm saying to you that I believe, and this is my belief, without a shadow of a doubt, that we have too many people in government who care about themselves, care nothing about the people. And so whatever project that can be used to benefit themselves personally, whatever project that can be used to feed them and their families and their friends, brothers and sisters, they are prepared to do it with no care about how it affects our people. So tonight I say to you, the New National Party, our team, returning to governance of this country, one thing will stand out, and I repeat it tonight, it is going to be servant leadership. We are coming not to rip the country, we are coming to serve the people of this country. And that is why I believe it's so important. Dr. Mitchell understood this, the importance of social partners in the development of the country. So brothers and sisters, I can say it even now, on entry into government, the construction of a social partners team that would work closely with the government is a fundamental when we return into office. Because we will want to send a very clear message that this country deserves the level of respect. This country deserves a team that is going to put Grenada first always. And so it means, brothers and sisters, that there are some key stakeholders that are going to be part of this journey when this team returns to office. So our trade union movement, brothers and sisters, our civil society, our business community, brothers and sisters, our religious community, all of those stakeholders who serve this country in critical times, whether it was Ivan, COVID, name it, I'm saying to you, we are going to ensure that they are involved in the governance of this country. Brothers and sisters, I say to you tonight that the agenda of our party, the plan of our party, the policies of our party, there's going to be just one thing at the center: the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So when you speak about trust, I say to you, the transparency, the openness, the honesty, that is going to be fundamental. And every single person who is honest will tell you that we are lacking in this today. So as I close, brothers and sisters, I say to you, the New National Party is not just coming back into office. You are calling for us. The call is loud. The call is clear. Loud and clear. But we are saying to you, the team that we have constructed is what is going to make the difference with what is happening right now. So brothers and sisters, when you look at this parish, stand up. Brother White and Brother Gilani, turn around. We are in St. Patrick. Brothers and sisters, this combination of Brother White and Brother Gilani is what is going to make the difference in St. Patrick. When I look at these two young men, of course they are young. Brothers and sisters, when I look at these two young men, I see two young men who have people at heart. So no 90-year-old man will be in the debushing program. Brothers and sisters, our senior citizens will be protected and their dignity restored. I have heard a story about Brother Gilani. Time doesn't permit me to repeat it tonight. But I say to you, a fundamental thing about politics is love for people. And I say tonight that I'm confident with the heart that you have for people, this constituency is definitely in safer hands, the safest hands that we can have at this time. And just to say to you, Brother Robert White, your passion for people, that is what is needed. Your passion for people is what is going to make the difference in this constituency, this parish. So together, brothers and sisters, a team of two gentlemen, two young men who have decided to sacrifice and serve this parish. Brothers and sisters, and the others on the other side there. Look at those young women, ready to stand with them, stand and take a bow. Ready to stand. Sister Kate, who has given so much to this country already, a heart for young people, an educator to a soul. But Sister Mayana, who has served this country in the area of healthcare and ready to move our healthcare system forward. Sister Nolan, a heart for people, especially the marginalized. Brothers and sisters, this team is not just unstoppable, but this team is truly coming to rescue the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So tonight I ask you, are you ready to take Grenada to the next level? Are you ready to be part of the change that is not for us, but change that would be for every man, every woman, every boy, and every girl in this country? If that is your desire tonight, to stand with this team, I ask you to stand up. And I ask you to put your hands together for the team that is going to lead this country towards better days. Put your hands together for this team tonight. I am confident without a shadow of a doubt. We have done great things before. We have a legacy, brothers and sisters, a legacy of progress, a legacy of delivery. But you know what excites me? What excites me is that the quality of this team, there is no doubt that we are going to do even better than we have done before. God bless you tonight. God bless Grenada, Carriacou. God bless Petit Martinique. And let us continue to stand for Grenada. Let us continue to serve our country.
For your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. Yes, every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. You know I love your voice. Close like no other. You know I've known you as a father. You know I've known you as a friend. And I have believed in the goodness of God. Oh, yeah. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good.
thank everybody. We want to thank you for being here. Please get home safe.